Hi there. Welcome to Within Living's YouTube channel. My name is Lois, and I'm so happy that you're here. And I want to thank you for coming. So here at Within Living, whether it's on here on YouTube or on my blog at WithinLiving.com, or any of my courses, my coaching, or any of my content that you might find around the internet, all our conversations here are going to be focused towards spirituality, right? And very specifically, consciousness. And when I say consciousness, I'm talking about the superconscious mind, who some of us call God, we call it the All, we call it Yahweh, we call it Jesus, the Christ, the universe. It doesn't matter what we call it, because you see, it is the one and only consciousness of all existence. And there's absolutely nothing that exists that does not exist within this consciousness. So you and I and everything in creation and existence are all a part of this one consciousness. We are in this consciousness, and this consciousness is within us. So we're actually one with it. But I also want to take our conversations here a little bit below that and bring you very thought-provoking content, okay? My content is always going to provoke you and ask of you to go back within. And when I say go within, what am I talking about? I'm talking about going back within yourself and asking the questions. Asking the questions for your own self, first and foremost, to bring clarity to you on a specific issue that you might have concerns about, because we're not all at the same place at the same time on our spiritual journey, right? And we're also very unique. But if you go back within and you ask the questions, you're going to get the answers. And when you get the answers, they're going to come to you in a way that's absolutely unique to you, exactly specifically where you are. It will be a revealed truth to you. And when you receive a revealed truth, it's my experience that you become transformed by it, because you know that you know that you know that this is truth to you. The logical mind might not be able to analyze it, right? But in your being, your knowingness, what I like to call your isness, you know that 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 it is truth, and it is truth to you. So I bring my content to you from that perspective. And also, this platform, I'm very convinced, is here to encourage you and support you on your spiritual journey. Because at the end of the day, we're all in this one consciousness together, right? We're all a part of the superconscious mind. And it really should be a priority to us to support each other, because as I do to you, I'm actually also doing back to myself. So I bring my content to you from that perspective. So if myself or my content resonates with you, I'd love to have you join us. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit the link right there. Subscribe, join the conversation, put your comments in the comment box. I don't answer every comment anymore, but as I'm moved upon and I have the time, I will respond to you. So we'd just love to hear from you. Put your comments in the comment box. Hit the ring bell button so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. And come on in. We're all full of love here. Absolutely full of love. So come on in. Bring your own love to add it to the pile and join us here. Okay, so today now, I have a couple of little house cleaning things I want to address before we get into the conversation, right? So first off, I was not here last week. And last week, the week before, I promised you, my subscribers, that I was going to be bringing a very raw video last week. Well, that raw video didn't come. I just had a number of issues with it, okay? The more I replayed it just, something was off with it. I tried to edit it to correct the parts of it that I thought were off. It just was not coming together at all. And by about Wednesday, I felt like, you know what? No, I'm swimming upstream with this, and this is not how I flow in my life. No, absolutely not. If things are not going in flow for me effortlessly, then for me, it's just the way my source speaks to me to back off, to leave it alone. So I decided I wasn't going to be doing that at all. I was just going to put that on hold. I didn't know what we were supposed to do. I didn't have another video ready. And I just said, okay, well, give me a message real quick, or, you know, I'll just wait and see. What ended up happening is I discovered that I just needed to spend that time on Lois, just for Lois, with Lois, right? And in that process, I'm always asking questions, because that's how I grow. I grow from asking questions of my source. Yes, I might get information. You guys know I'm really into the science, right? I'm a science nerd. I do a lot of research, a lot of studying there. But I also read books, yes, but not that much these days. And so I prefer now just to go back to the source of me and ask the questions. And I've developed the discipline to be very good about really being still. And I'm going to teach you guys somewhere along the line. We'll have a couple of videos to talk to you about going within and really being in that place of stillness, breaking through the chatter of the mind and really connecting with the source. But anyway, I spent some time doing this, and some of the things were revealed to me. There were things that I've already known, things that I've already lived through, things that I've already experienced, things that are truth in my life. But my revelations came at a much, much deeper level of understanding. And so hopefully going forward somewhere down here, we'll also talk about some of that. So that's what I was doing last week. And then now, as this week came around, I was just inspired to re-record the message that I could not edit last week. So that's what we're going to talk about today in today's conversation. But before we get into it, right, I want to give sincere thanks and appreciation, first of all, to all of you all. Y'all know I love you so much, right? And I know you love me, and I feel your love, and I'm grateful for your love, and I just want you to know that, and to know I send that love unconditionally back to you. And I so appreciate those of you who've kind of reached out to me, you know, to see if I was okay. That means more to me than you can ever imagine, right? We're getting up there in the years, you know, and every day is a gift. We don't know. And so just to know that there are people that do care and reach out, it is priceless to me. So please know and accept my sincere gratitude for that. Okay, and then so I want to thank a couple of people for their special super thanks to this Within Living YouTube channel, right? So I'm giving special recognition today to Camilla S. from South Australia, to Carla, to Rashetta, to WS, to Mary C.W., and to Marshall C. I want to thank you all so much. You guys really just don't know. I appreciate this. I so appreciate this. And do know that it's going to a good cause. It goes to my foundation to help those kids that I'm working toward these laptops for. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you. And for those of you who gave a few weeks back and I wasn't here, bear with me on that. But thank you so much. All right, so now let's get into today's conversation. I have a really good one for you today. And so in today's conversation, I'd like to ask you a question. And the question I'm asking you today, and yes, I am asking you a question, and the question I'm asking you is going to be the gist of the conversation. So what is that question? The question is, and I'm looking at a paper because I want to be sure I say it the way I wrote it down, right? What is the most important thing to you? The most important thing that you have now or have ever had in your life? Whether it's something you perceive that you have within you or have without you. What is that to you? So let me say it again. What is the very most important thing that you've ever had in your entire life in all the world, that means more in the world to you than anything else, that you have or have ever had, however you perceive it, as something within you or something without you. What is that? And I'm going to ask you, put it in the comments box. If you'd be kind enough to put it in the comments box. And I'm asking you to put it in the comments box. It's not a wrong or right question. It's just where you are. It's to show you where you are. But share it with us. From putting it in the comments box, it's going to give me an idea of where my community is. And maybe what is a better way that maybe I can bring forward content to help you on your spiritual journey, on your spiritual growth, to truly come in harmony with your divine nature and really identify and live out of the consciousness of your God presence. Not just being conscious that you have it, but living in it from it. So if you go ahead and drop that in the comments box, I'm going to tell you what my answer to that was and what my process will process for me. Okay? So put that in the comments box. And if you feel you can't put it in the comments box, then please, I'm asking you, please write it down or at least answer it to your own self. Really, seriously. And then just listen to the conversation. And when we get to the conversation, then I want you to go back and based on what we talk about in the conversation, reevaluate how you answered that question and see if there's some way you'd like to change it, right? And if you want to change it, then you don't have to put it in the comments box. You just work that out within your own self. Okay, so in answer to that question now, for myself, I was asked that question a number of years ago, maybe, I don't know, 30, 35, maybe even 40, maybe more like 35 years or so ago. And when I was first asked that question, to be honest with you, I didn't answer it. I didn't answer it right straight up. No, I didn't, because I wasn't sure at first really how to approach that. I wasn't sure how to answer that. I think I might have been around 40 years old or something like that when that question came up to me. And so I thought, well, okay, from what point of view? And I wasn't really sure what point of view to come from. I was awakened at the time. Sure I was. I've been awakened since I was a kid, a long time ago. But I might have been awoke. I wasn't living in a consciousness of my awakening, which over time I've learned they're two different things. I can be awake and still be sort of absent with it, or be awake and be in harmony, living from it. So after getting the question right, and it was kind of the source of me that brought it up to me. And I thought, well, okay. I contemplated it for a while, and you might feel you need to do that too, and that's okay if you do, okay? So after I thought about it, I thought, oh yeah, well, you know, sure, I'm really grateful for all of these things. These things are just priceless to me. And what my first response to it was, I went outside of myself to identify the sweet love from some other body, or the beautiful home, or the luxurious travel, all the things that I was manifesting in my life at the time, as just the wonderful things, the treasured things to me. And then, as y'all know my story, right? Videos way back there somewhere, where I talk in the videos where I talk about why change self first. After a number of years going on, I thought I answered it, and I was feeling really very good with myself about it, you know, and at that point I'd really started getting seriously into understanding the power of practicing real gratitude, not the platitude of thank you, but sincere gratitude at a deeper level. And so I was giving real gratitude for these things that I thought were just the most important things to me. But then as I went on and knowing my story, you know that I went through a cycle of getting them, losing them, getting them, losing them. Right? She would manifest the things and then she'd lose them. Whether it was the relationship, the sweet love, or whether it was the house or the car or the money or the whatever. My life was just going through all this, you know, around and around and around the same mountain. And then so maybe about 20 years or so later, maybe 15, 20 years or so later, that question came up again. It sort of never left. But it came up again, and it kept becoming more and more profound or dominant, you know, in my space, within me. And so when I went back and revisited it, this time, having grown significantly spiritually, I had a deeper understanding, a better understanding of what that was. And then I began to realize, having gone through also a lot of things that I had gone through, and let me tell you, I'd lost everything. Oh, yeah. I have lost it all and got it all back and lost it all again and got it all back. But anyway, having gone through some of that during that period of my life, and in the process of going through those things, though, and if this about me, I've learned through gratitude to see every single experience I've ever had in my life. I don't care what it has been. I've learned to see it and recognize it as a blessing for me, as a good for me, because it's always making me better. It's always assisting me and supporting me to get to the higher state of being that I truly desire to live from. So as I went through those things, yes, there were times when I got really put out. I was really upset and angry. I couldn't understand, why am I going through this again? You know, always there, why me? Why me? Why am I going through this again? But in any case, still giving thanks that something good is going to come out of it. And then I got to the place where I started realizing I was going through all those circles there, getting it, losing it, getting it, losing it. Because I was bringing the things to me from the outside. My desire and my intent was to change, to be the best version of me. But I was identifying being the best version of me with all that was going on without me, you see. If I could just have that sweet love, I'd be so fulfilled. If we could just have the bigger house, if I could just get to that bigger, more beautiful house. Oh, yes. I mean, I'm really doing something. I'm accomplishing things. If I could have the next position in the corporate world when I was in corporate America, yes. I mean, I really would have been making it. So I was adding the stripes out here. But I was not doing it in here. And then when I had a huge jolt in my life, and it was something that came internally from the source of me that just really shook me in here and awoken me. And you guys know in your spiritual awakening, you know when you first got awoke, you know that something triggered you, right? Well, I had another one of those triggers because I don't believe we really ever stop getting them. The intensity may feel less over time, but we continue. If we are not continuing to expand in our awareness and our consciousness, then we're just not growing. So in any case, I had that experience. And when I had that experience, that question came up again, and I had to go back and really look at it and really pick it apart. And this time really contemplate it, really seriously contemplate and meditate on it. And because of the experiences that I went through, because of all those things that happened, I came to the realization that the most important thing I have ever had and will ever have and can ever have is my awareness of my consciousness of my I amness. I'd give everything for it. I'd give everything for it, and I have. Because you see, I just had this realization that it was not just my awareness of being. It was not just my awareness that, yes, God is inside of me and I am one with God, which is true, and that is my truth. And it wasn't just that I can accomplish anything I want and in and through God. Yes, that is true. But it was when I awoke to the consciousness, the realization for me that yes, indeed, I am the I am. I am it. I am it. I am it. Because you see, the source, God, is our essence of being. It is God who is the breath of life. It is God who is the very existence of you and I and everything that exists. There is no separation. There is no separation. So when we talk about, or when I talk about the source of me, I'm talking, it's still me. It's still me. That was the thing that just absolutely blew my mind, blew me out. Was that, wait a minute. I am the one and only operant power of my life. I am the individual, unique form of the source manifesting itself in human form through this body, this chick, this unique personality, the one they call Lois. This is me. I am. I am that I am. I am the that I am. I am it. There is no one above me that is it. I am it. I am it. When I had that awareness, it was something that was revealed to me. That totally changed my life. I mean, I can't, yes. I can't put that in words. I don't know how to put that in words. But when I awoke to the consciousness that actually what it's written in the scriptures, I think it is in John, I don't remember exactly John where it's written, but Jesus talked about that. Jesus says, I and the Father are one. And most of us understand that. I think most of us on this channel, to some degree or another, resonate with that. Jesus also said, go within you, the kingdom of God. God and its kingdom is within you. I did a video about that, about 2 months back. I think most of us on this channel also can resonate with that. But the part of his life that really was the eye-opener for me, the jerk for me, was when I felt I could identify with him when he said, I and the Father are one. I am in the Father is in me. There is just the one, you see. And when he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life, he's saying, I am whatever that is I want to be. I am it. When that became my awareness, people, this is what we mean when we talk about in the spirituality community, when they talk about living in Christ consciousness, this is what we're talking about. We're not talking about, at least I don't think that's what they're talking about. This is what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the consciousness of believing that there is someone in between you and God. The Christ consciousness is the life essence, the presence of God within you. That is the breath of your life, the very source of your existence itself. It is the real identity of you. It is who you are. It just is who you are, right? When we can grasp that, and we can understand then that because we're in God and God is in us and there's no separation and all things are possible to God and the kingdom of God is within, so is God. That if God and its kingdom is within me, within you, God and its kingdom is within you. And if you will allow yourself to believe and accept that God and its kingdom is within you. See, it's not a physical, tangible kingdom we're talking about. We're talking about energy. We're talking about essence. We're talking about vibration. We're talking about power, right? Is within you. It is the breath of your life. It is the source of your existence. The infinite intelligence of all existence is at the depths of your being. Perfection is at the depths of your being. Wholeness is at the depths of your being. Wealth and abundance is at the depths of your being. Love is at the depths of your being. It is who you are. This is what I mean when I say me and God are one. You and God are one. I am here to bring this message to you, to tell you, you and God are one. You and God are absolutely one. Because everything that God is, you are inside of you, in the source of you, in the existence of you. And if you can just allow your mind to chill out and allow yourself to really absorb that, question yourself, question the God aspect of you, ask it to reveal it to you. If you don't fully understand it, don't put it aside and don't judge it. I'm telling you, don't judge it. Never judge, because the God of you don't judge. If judgment is going on, it's somebody's ego, because God can't judge. God don't judge, and God don't find fault. No, God can't do that. So I trust that on this channel, if you have not gotten anything else out of any of my other messages or any of my messages going forward, you're going to get the understanding, you're going to get the inspiration, you're going to get the revelation, the clarity that at the source of your existence, there is no separation. You and the source of you, who we call God, who we call I am, who we call whatever we call it. You are it. You are it. You are it. And when you begin to understand that you are it and it is you and there is no separation, and that when you operate, when you are abiding in it, when you are living in it, and what I mean by that is when you're living, dwelling consciously in the conscious awareness, day by day, moment by moment. This is the work. When I talk about work, this is the work I'm talking about. When you live from that place, then you know that there can be no harm to you. There can be no lack to you. There can be no kind of insufficiency to you. There can be no defects to you. There can be no ill health to you. There can be nothing to you that is contrary to the nature of your true divine self, who is God. And when you understand that and you come from that place, right? Then you'll begin to have the revelation, the understanding of the power of the decree. I did a video back there a couple months back talking about decree. You're going to understand your authority in using the decree. Because when you understand that you're one with the source and you can't never, ever, 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 ever be denied. Circumstances, it doesn't matter what they are. They're totally irrelevant. Because there's a version of you. You see, there are infinite versions of you. There's not just the one you looking in the mirror, seeing the reflection of the body thing going on. You've existed from eternity's past. However billion years that was back there. There's many, many forms of you in the God presence of you. And there's many, many forms of you going forward in eternities to come, which is endless. So whatever life might require or you might desire, you already have it, people. This was what my revelation was, the power of I am. You already have it within you. I'm not talking about in the physical world. You already have it within you, in the essence of you, in the I am consciousness of you. And when you can understand that and go back and harmonize with that, then you're going to find that when you really, really come to the awareness and accept it as your conviction, that I am one with I am the source of my abundance. I am the source of my love. I am the source of my health. I am the source of my peace. I am the source of it, nothing external from me. I am the source of it, because you see, I am it. When you get that revelation, your entire world changes. Your entire world will change. Let me tell you, I'm telling you out of experience. It'll change, and it'll change overnight. It'll change in a flash, because you're coming from it, from the true divine nature and essence of who you are. That's what Jesus knew. That's what the Buddha, Muhammad, and all these people we put on the pedestal, society put on the pedestal, that's what they knew. And that's what they came to tell us. So I'm not equating myself with them, but I came to tell you the same thing. So again, now that we've had this conversation, right? Going back to the question I asked you, what was the very most important thing you've ever had, have, possess, perceive yourself to have, that you totally treasure, within or without? What's your answer now to that after this conversation? My answer comes back to the same thing. My I amness. My consciousness of my awareness of my I amness. That I am aware that I am. I am the last and final power. No one, there's no power over me that dictates or determines the experiences Lois is going to have. She's going to have whichever one she chooses. And there's nothing that can stand in the way. Nothing can deny it. The same is true for you. This is what I want you to know. This is what I want you to have. Because when you know who you are, in I am, as I am, you know that when you make a decree, then all you have to do is affirm it. I am that. I am that I am. I am abundant, if the abundance is what you want. Or I am loved and adored. I am at peace. I am in divine health. My body works perfectly. I am whole, perfect, and complete. This is the power. When you hear them talk on the internet about using the power of I am to affirm, maybe they don't understand what that is, because I don't hear too many of them explaining it. I'm telling you what it is. Get to know who you are as I am. And when you get to know who you are as I am, from a conviction of that place, you speak it forward. Everything external must move. The universe must shift to come in harmony, to bring forth the reflection of who you are inside of you. I am. So go ahead and you decide how you feel about what your answer was before. You don't have to put it in the comments box, okay? If you want to change up a few things after this conversation, reassess it, that's cool. I had to do that. It took me quite a while to work through that. Go ahead and do that. You don't have to put that in the comments box. But I'm looking forward to reading your comments, what your initial answers were, and to see just where people are at and maybe how, we can help people. Because I know the source of me shifting the conversations. They're heating up. And we're going to be going to, some higher levels of thinking and coming in more in harmony with our divine nature in these conversations here on YouTube. So anyway, it was wonderful to see you again today. So happy to be back. Y'all know I missed you. Yes, I missed you. I miss not being here. And I miss, just the connection. So know it means a lot to me. Thank you again for the love. And I am sending you lots and lots and lots of unconditional love. And just reminding you, there's only one God. There's one source. There's one consciousness. We actually are the consciousness. We are it. We are it. We all make it up, you see. We're all an integral part of it. So in this one consciousness, I'm sending you one love. Peace and bye-bye for now. I'll see you next week, right?